Yeah, this one is in really good condition. I should get this slabbed.
Yeah, I think mine was in really good shape too. Maybe a little yellow.
But yeah, I'm having trouble finding really good condition ones of the Grell and Cockrum stuff.
No,
They're
we're getting to the,
expensive.
what are they, 50 years old now? More?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
19.
50.
Well, they're from like 1972. Yeah, that's like 50
Yeah,
years
looks
ago.
like 50.
But I
Yeah.
guess the fact that I have ones like this of this age in like really good condition makes me think like, oh, I must still be able to find those other ones, but you can't. They're all trashed or slabbed or something.
Yeah.
I looked it up on the CGC website though, and there's only 7 of these that have been slabbed of this issue.
I'm surprised there's one. And I'm also surprised that I didn't even realize that they keep some kind of public record of that. It's so weird.
Yeah, they have it's a, what is it, a registry or a census or something, where you just type it in and it lists it. It has a little chart where the top is 10 and then it goes 9.98 whatever down to 0, I guess, in the first column, and the next column over has how many of each grade exist.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other columns too. I don't remember what they are, like whether they're autographed and on and on.
You just get it. Like, could we get one of our mini comics or something slabbed and get it on that database?
Yeah, I think you could. I mean, I don't know if they have some kind of, like, if they don't do self-published stuff, but I think they do.
Might have to look into that.
I wonder how they grade a mini comic. You know, like if I make a mini comic and I staple it and fold it, like that's hot off the press, that's mint condition, and give it to them, like they can't say it's not mint condition because I just made it. It's perfect.
Right. Right.
But yeah, maybe I should just have a 10.0 copy of every mini comic I make, and autograph it.
Oh yeah.
You have to be in the presence of one of their representatives of CGC for them to like authorize.
Do they appraise it?
They don't appraise it, but they
like, how much is this worth? This thing that I just made, what am I worth?
No, they don't appraise it. They just tell you the grade of it. And they have to be a witness to things that are signed. So like I was just reading about this because I was like, yeah, how do they do these like signed things? You know how like there's a lot of people find a book like autographed by Kirby, but like if a CGC rep didn't see Kirby autograph that, then it doesn't count, and they didn't ever see him autograph things because they didn't exist while he was alive. So no,
I think if I was a creator, I would fucking hate that. Like, like if somebody came up and asked me to sign a book, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But then if they had an appraiser there, it's like, oh, you're just increasing the value of this thing you're going to put on eBay. Like, go fuck yourself, or pay me some money. You know?
Yeah, I think I would have to charge for that one. Like if they're like, hey, Mike Grell, before you autograph this, let me get the CGC witness, and then so we can have a clean certificate of authenticity for when I get this slabbed.
Yeah, yeah, I know a lot of the creators, especially some of those older guys like Larry Hama, for example. They're a lot stricter about their autographs now because of stuff like that. Like they'll do it just for a kid or whatever, or just some guy. But if they smell that this has something to do with increasing the value of something, they either charge or refuse.
Yeah, I mean, like if I had a whatever high grade copy of whatever Legion comic, and I could get Keith Giffen to autograph it in that silver ink on the cover, I might still want to get it.
Think that would increase the value?
I don't know. When he dies, maybe.
I bet you there's a bunch of signed Giffens in like 50-cent bins or dollar bins or whatever they are.
Maybe. I've never seen one.
Maybe it'll change, and it seems like among the people we sort of interact with, the people really like him, but it just feels like it's like he's still kind of blacklisted or something. Like he never gets that, I don't know, his due. Except maybe like during the Trencher era, he seemed like he was cool for a little while. Like people were interested, like he was a hot artist again for a second.
Oh, I don't remember ever getting that. I don't think he ever was.
I think he was around here anyway. I
I
remember
don't know.
I used to go over the Kansas City Art Institute is obviously here in Kansas City. And I had a bunch of friends going there, and I'd go draw with them. They were not comic book people, but they all knew Trencher.
Oh,
I was always
weird.
really shocked by that. Like it was a few years after those had been published, but they were all big fans of it. I'd
Wow.
seen they'd had like some panels blown up in their studios.
That's insane. I didn't know that. Knew
Yeah.
anybody was into it like that. Did you have a lot of friends who read comics when you were a kid?
Mm,
Or any? I didn't have any.
no, not really. I had maybe one for a little while in fifth grade or something like that. But my
Yeah.
brothers didn't even really read comics. I didn't even have that. I mean, they would get a comic occasionally because I got one, but it would just end up mine a couple months later. Um, not till like in middle school, I met like I became friends with another guy who was secretly into comics or whatever, and we'd hang out or walk to the comic shop or skip lunch, talk about comics at the library, so we could save our money to bring it to the comic shop.
That would have been nice, like to walk to the comic shop.
Yeah, at that point in the '90s, like they had become popular enough. There were ones somewhat close to me. There aren't anymore. It's back to the way it was when I was really young. Like I've got to go down into the city to find a comic shop. I think the closest one around here is like they sell equal amounts of like baseball cards. The main one here is called Clint's Comics. It's been there forever, like since the '60s maybe, or the early '70s, not the '60s. It's only about a 10, 12 minute drive from here. I can't walk there. Though I did when I was in grade school.
Uh,
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe there's still a baseball card place. Like
Yeah.
anybody buys baseball cards.
Yeah, they do. I think they're on kind of a weird parallel path to comics too, because like I think baseball card packs are like over $10 a piece now, and super high dollar items made basically for only for collectors. Like no kid is buying them.
Yeah, I kind of remember like for a while I bought baseball
Right.
cards. Just I don't know why. Just
Just to
because I
collect it.
yeah, I was never into baseball.
Yeah. But they used to always be they'd be like impulse items at grocery stores on the,
Yeah, exactly. And they were cheap, like the wax packs of Topps baseball cards
yeah,
was like
yeah,
a
yeah.
dollar or something.
Garbage pail kids.
But I do remember that at a certain point there was still the wax packs, but then there was like the whatever they were like in the foil wrapper,
Right.
and they were like more
Don't
expensive.
have any gum.
Yeah, exactly. There's no gum, and they cost
Right.
more.
Yeah, I think it's all that kind of stuff now. Remember that started like getting into superhero comics for a while or something. Like there were like fancy packs of superhero cards for a while in the '90s. It seemed like
Oh yeah,
people were really into.
yeah. It got really
Yeah.
big. But like there was even like there was Frazetta cards and Olivia cards and Corbin cards and all
I
that
didn't know
stuff.
that. I remember
Oh
I
really?
remember there were a lot. Oh, you mean like they weren't doing like Marvel cards or DC cards. They were doing.
No, it was a series of trading cards for this
Okay, yeah. I
artist.
mean, I've seen like Brums, Blues cards,
Oh
and stuff
yeah,
like
that stuff
that. I've
too.
seen a few things like that here and there.
Yeah, I don't know what really kicked that off because they did those like the Jim Lee Marvel
Yeah,
cards.
those were big. I think I had some of
But then
those.
pretty soon there was all these other ones like that artist Sora Yama who does like those like robotic like sexy women. Do you remember that stuff? It's like this airbrush.
Right.
It's like a
They all look like
sexy
all the
girl, but
cards looked like that for a while, right? They were all airbrushed.
yeah, it was a lot of them are like that. But they would be devoted to one artist a
Oh,
lot.
okay. I don't think I realized that.
And you could buy them now. Like I just saw somebody bought like the Corbin card set. You can buy them on eBay, the whole set for like $6 or something.
Oh, really? That's it.
Yeah, but it's they're trading cards. They're so little that it's not really even worth the trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But they had gimmicky cards too, like
Holographic cards.
they're like this. Yeah, like the same foil crap they would make the comic covers out of, but they would be trading cards.
Yeah, the only ones I really had many of were I was getting like those DC ones whenever that was.
Yeah, the Cosmic Teams.
Yeah,
I got some of those.
Yeah, because they had like George Perez probably did some of them. I know Simonson definitely did a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's some Giffen Legion ones too. I don't think they've put that in any of the reprint stuff that I've seen.
I have to look that up.